I don't think I've had any holidays in the time since I lived here. Wouldn't really want to be anywhere else. So it's a bit cliched, but it's honestly true. And sometimes people say, John, isn't the castle haunted? Do you know what? I've never slept so well. So it's a wonderful place to be, and I'm just really happiest just being at home. Hello, so my name is John. My job is organising Scottish dancing events all over the country, and this is my home. I've been here for the last 4 years now. So my home is in the heart of Buckinghamshire, equal distance between Tame and Aylesbury. To London, straight up the M40. I'm about 50 miles from central London. So this building is a folly, and it's called Dinton Castle. It's actually one of the smallest castles in the world. It's now over 250 years old. The first stone of the castle was laid in 1769. The entryway coming through the front door there is the moment when I really feel like I'm home. It's lovely because immediately you see the raw brickwork of this building all around you. Nothing's covered up. It's there, right there. And it's very welcoming. I spend a lot of my time downstairs. And so coming through that front door is a lovely moment coming home. The kitchen is actually where I spend most of my time when I'm here. It sort of serves as a kitchen and also as my office. I have a computer here on the kitchen table, and it's lovely. And the interesting thing about the kitchen is you actually step underground to get there. You're about 3 or 4 feet underground. So I can be sitting at the kitchen table having my cornflakes in the morning, and little squirrels and rabbits are looking at me through the window, which is quite nice. And it has this little utility room attached to it, which is incredibly useful. I've actually put a downstairs loo in there as well, because originally the only loos in the property were up 2 flights of stairs. So that's been a great addition, but it's very much where I spend most of my day. And it's got all the lovely raw brickwork all around you. So you really feel as though you are in this extraordinary building. So here we are in the living room, and the great thing about this is you get a real sense of space in this room. It's a small building, but there's actually a lot of space in here, and it's lovely. I know when I give tours to guests coming up the stairs here, there's always a wow moment, because you've got literally windows all around. It's an octagonal shape. You can see all of the history in the building, all of the fossils, the brickwork in the walls, and it's also incredibly comfortable. I've got a massive TV, and it's got underfloor heating. And best of all, as I've installed this wood-burning stove here, which I just felt was essential in a castle. You've got to have smoke and flames and everything else, so that adds real character to it. Because it hasn't been covered over in plaster and you can see all of the brickwork, it's quite funny. There are several parts of the building where you can see the names of random people. Joe Bloggs was here and all this sort of stuff, because this was a ruin for 200 years. So kids from Aylesbury used to come and climb the building and treat it as their own for all those years and leave their inscriptions in the wall. And it's rather lovely that those inscriptions are now on the inside of my living room. So it adds real character to the place. The main bedroom is the slightly bigger of the 2 bedrooms. Both bedrooms, I must be honest, are pretty small, but they've got really high ceilings, so there's a nice sense of space in there. And I'm the sort of person that tends to sleep in my bedroom and then I spend the rest of the day downstairs. But in the middle of the day, it's actually a huge amount of daylight coming in because that main bedroom is south facing. And I must say it's incredibly comfortable up there. And also the shutters that were put in as part of the restoration mean it's completely blackout. So it's possible to sleep right through to midday in these bedrooms. The decision that Jimmy made when he did the restoration was that each of the bedrooms would have their own ensuite bathroom, which is great because there isn't much space up there, and he did a really good job to do that. There isn't room for a bath, but there's 2 showers, and do you know what? Many people who own castles will have showers with the most pathetic drip of water. Nice thing about this place is they're all brand new, so the plumbing is good, and it's a great shower in each of those 2 bathrooms, and obviously very convenient to be ensuite there right next door to the bedroom. So the spare bedroom, of course, is great when you've got a family of 4 coming to stay here. It's where, you know, you can either have 2 children or actually sometimes, I mean, there's the bunk bed I've got in there is a full size, so it can be great even for adults. And like the main bedroom, there's basically a high ceiling, which gives it a little bit of space, extra space. And there's a nice view on that side out over the garden and down towards Aylesbury Vale, which is lovely. So it's got a lot in its favour, actually, the spare bedroom. It's lovely, and it's also got the ensuite bathroom right there as well. So the ensuite bathroom in the spare bedroom is actually almost a mirror image of the one across the way in the main bedroom. Very comfortable. It's just got basically a lovely shower and the sink and the loo, and it's also got a lovely view out over the garden. Particularly nice view that way. And that little Sir Wipe-A-Lot loo roll holder was given to me as a moving in present. It's my kind of sense of humour. It has pride of place in here. So the staircase is obviously, it's one of my favourite parts of the building, because it was a real challenge to build a staircase in such a small space. And actually Jimmy, when he was doing the planning for the restoration, he had to get a really high-tech camera in, and basically he did a 3D scan of the whole building, and he could then literally design each of the individual steps one by one to fit in that space in a lovely spiral staircase. Every one of those steps was made by a local carpenter called Ash. Fantastic job. There's 58 of them, I think, in the whole building. And it just adds a really nice touch to that space. And also in the staircase, you've got the lovely lighting, which is so nice at night as you head on up to the bedroom. And also the raw brickwork is at its most raw and kind of obvious in that space. So I really like the staircase. It's very special, and it goes all the way up, of course, right to the top of the castle. So the roof terrace is lovely, and often when people come and stay, I say, would you like to go and have a look up there and take a picture? And they always very excited about it. It's lovely. It's high up, right, a lot of stairs up to the top there, and then you step out onto this rubber roof. It's not finished. I need to get some wooden decking up there, but that's all on my to-do list. But when you're up there, you've got this wonderful view of Aylesbury Vale out one side, and you can see the Chilterns the other. You're quite exposed up there, so you know that you can really feel the wind in the winter, but it's lovely, and you are literally on top of the world. And I must say, one of the things that's so nice in the summer is the trees literally lean over the top of the castle, so you've got a wonderful canopy of leaves and branches above you. So it's a very special place. It's one of my favourites. I spend hours in the garden every year. I've become very keen on encouraging the lawn and having it all looking like this is such a wonderful building. I think it really needs a wonderful surround. So the landscaping has been something I've really enjoyed doing. One of the real treats in the summer is, as a midlife crisis man, I love to get the lawnmower out and spend time on the tractor lawnmower mowing the garden, and great views. You've got the castle, you've got the Aylesbury Vale. It's a lovely place to be. There's a whole bunch of really nice oak trees and other trees in the garden, which are all very carefully protected, but they really add character. Of course, they've been here for hundreds of years. One of them, over 700 years, is the age of that oak. So it's fantastic. And actually around the base of a lot of the trees, I've built these little stone rings using the same limestone that's used in the castle. And the thinking there is that in the spring, they will be flush with flowers, which will look lovely. So there's always more work to do, but I really enjoy the garden. It's a lovely space. It's about an acre in size, so it keeps me busy. But I think it's a wonderful way to wrap up the building nicely and keep it all looking great. Yeah, wow, this building has been through a fascinating restoration. It was completely a ruin for over 200 years, just literally left to rot away in the harshest of the English weather. And basically, about 10 years ago, it was purchased as a ruin without planning permission by a Spanish architect called Jimmy, a wonderful guy who devoted his life to restoring this place. And him and his wife, over the period of about 2 or 3 years, literally did a full ground-up restoration. And it was such a fascinating journey, taking this ruin into a modern-day 2-bedroom castle, that Grand Designs picked it up and followed it. It was viewed by millions around the world because it was just an incredible story of renovation. But I often joke that it's the most wonderful example of recycling. This building was literally falling down, and it's now an incredibly comfortable 2-bedroom home. I think my 3 favourite items are all in the living room here. I think first and foremost, I call it the heart of the building, is this lovely wood-burning stove. I had that put in. It was originally space for the children's toys, Jimmy's children. That was where they'd keep all their toys. There was no need for a fireplace in here because he had underfloor heating. And to this day, that works brilliantly. But I always thought you must have a fireplace in a castle, and this is great. And I'll have this on in the winter, and it really adds a bit of warmth and atmosphere to the room. So that's the fireplace. The other thing is this wonderful coffee table. This is a slice of oak out of one of the trees that fell down in the garden. There'd been some violent storms in years gone by, and a slice of oak was cut, and this is now the finished product, and it's a wonderful sort of complement to the living room. It is, there's a story here, because when I first saw the castle and came to visit, I was horrified that this table was not in the building, and I thought, wow, where's that gone? That's such a lovely feature. And it turned out that Jimmy's young children kept walking into it, and it's got sharp edges. So Jimmy and Mimi decided it had to go, and it was lent to one of the others in the village. And I was very quick to say, I must try and get that back. And I'm delighted that here it is. It's got pride of place in the living room. And the third item is this wonderful tabletop here, which was made by Ash, this wonderful carpenter in the village. And it's lovely because it's really nice style and design, and it matches beautifully with the paneling which hides all of the pipework over by the staircase. I just really like it, and I guess I'm looking at it almost all the time whenever I'm watching TV. So it's a nice touch. Those are the favourite items of furniture, I think, in the castle. Inside, I'm nowhere happier really than in the kitchen. It's lovely down there. It's where I do a lot of my work, and that's by choice. Again, very much aware of the history of the building everywhere you look in the kitchen. It's lovely. It's incredibly comfortable as well. There's a lot of high tech in the kitchen, you know, with the boiling water taps, and again, underfloor heating. It's all this sort of super fast broadband. I've really made it very comfortable down there. So it's a great place to do my work and obviously prepare meals and things. So the kitchen really is when they say home is where the heart is, for me it's in the kitchen. The other place I do love to be is outside in the summer on the swings. Such a simple idea. Swings have been around for millennia, but it's just lovely with that view on the two swings in the garden, either out looking over that wonderful Aylesbury Vale, or there's another swing looking this way to enjoy a view of the castle. And it can just be a great place to go and spend 10-15 minutes in an afternoon reading a newspaper or reading a book. So those are my two favourite spots in the castle. This is actually unexpected, but so much of the nature of my work is vast numbers of people. In London, I'm doing these big events, and it's lovely to just come back here and just have a complete relaxation away from all of that hustle and bustle. And you know, I must be honest, I haven't had big parties here or events or really shown the place off. It's really just a lovely recluse. It's a place for me to come home and escape the world. And I think it's probably why I've hardly ever had a holiday. I don't think I've had any holidays in the time since I lived here. Wouldn't really want to be anywhere else. So it's a bit cliched, but it's honestly true. And sometimes people say, John, isn't the castle haunted? Do you know what? I've never slept so well. So it's a wonderful place to be, and I'm just really happiest just being at home.
Could you tell us something surprising about yourself?
Yeah, I've got a number of unusual hobbies. One that is probably the most surprising is I fly a microlight, which is a flying bike. It's basically called a flike. It's what the Germans shorten it to. And you're thinking flying bike, it literally has a paraglider canopy, it has a big lawnmower engine behind, and I sit there in this little shopping trolley thing. And it's great, and it flies to 10,000 feet, and I actually keep it nearby. And I've actually flown over the castle. There's a wonderful thing I did just literally after I bought the place back in 21. I said to Jimmy and Mimi, who were obviously selling the place to me, I said, look, you've got 3 young children. I'm going to treat you to a fly past. I'll fly over the roof and give you a wave. You guys just need to be on the roof waving back, and we'll get a lovely little clip. And I'm pleased to say it all came together, but that was a very memorable flight I made just after I first got the great news that I was going to be the new owner. So that was a real treat.